Yeah, let's have a look here. So, Jasmy, you were saying you were down. Were you down more than 88%? Or did you mean the Jasmy was down over 98%, because that was down 90, almost 99% from the very highs. Let me just see if I have that right. Yeah, well, it must be fairly right. It's in there. Um, so you're asking, well, you're saying it's in a daily apex. So I think you meant to say Jasmy was down more than 98%. Maybe you were, maybe you had a very bad buy at it. I don't know, but bit of a bearish daily candle here. Look at that. Look at this. It is forming a daily apex. Now it's a long way away from that apex. Of course, some of these coins did get that real big, huge push up into it. At this point, I think it's probably early to be calling the daily apex, and the reason being, 250. It could be. Yeah, it could. This is tightening quite a lot actually recently. If this could consolidate for, it's bearish here now. Jasmy's bearish. This is a bearish daily candle. So technically now this is bearish below that stop hunt, right? That's a bad bearish stop hunt above this previous high, and it's probably above a weekly candle as well, from a guess, just looking at it. Yeah, it's above a weekly candle as well. So technically, that Jasmy is bearish right now. So we need to see it's bullish above the green line and bearish below that. So if you get a good dip on this, well, maybe then it would be better to be buying. Like you're saying, is this a load the boat situation? Well, when something's down 98 and this was down 99%, I've been saying all year, if you start to get down to that 97, 98, or even 99% down, that is a load the boat situation. That is when you want to be accumulating, because in theory, I never say go all in, but it's definitely a place to be picking up some good positions. Now, Jasmy is still down 98%, so it's still fairly good. We do know from the last bear market, there's certain coins like LRC, for example, went down 99.3%, and then it 120x'd or 180x, maybe 120. It went over 100x from the exact low. Now, of course, it matters where your average is, because that's how you're going to make your multiples, and that's kind of why I said all year that it's best to kind of wait, and then we can try and pick coins up between 94%. Well, that was my target. 94 to 97% down was my ideal target, as I talked about. Of course, like I bought Dodo and I bought ICP in that 97, 98%, and I was still down 50% on those. Obviously they're bouncing now, but so it's still not easy. Some coins do run that extra down to the 99%, and Jasmy was one of those. So when they do run down 99%, it takes longer to recover, right? That's something that needs to be noted. But look at this entire base here. That's since last May. Yeah, since last May here. It's nearly a year. We're nearly going through that for a year. So it is, it's definitely interesting. I like this. I like Jasmy here, and it's still down 98%. I do think, like you said, you're down 98%, and I don't think you meant to say that. I think you meant Jasmy was down 98%, but I'm not sure. But for example, if you had bought Jasmy here, I'm just throwing out a rough example anywhere. If you had a bad buy in Jasmy and you bought up here, say even here at 3, we'll just say for a bad buy. I mean, here's a great place to average down, right? And if you can average down, and worst case scenario is, and this is my perfect scenario, is when you put in the first major low on the market, right? And this is the first major low for many coins in the market. I always say that if we can get a chance to be buying later on below the first major low, it's a great time to be buying, okay? Because the situation is that this first major low can often move up to above the apex, to above the red 200 moving average, and then it can roll away again, okay? And it can drift away, and that drift away can take 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, you don't know exactly. It depends on maybe the economic situation and everything else. But if this is a long period of time, 6 or 8 months or whatever it is, then it's usually fantastic to be buying and adding here, right? That's what I want to do. Now, I wanted to be adding here and here again on some coins or whatever, but I was waiting for, if we get the bounce, well, great. Well, I can take profits, or I can take half profits, or I can manage my positions if we get that bounce at some point. But if we roll back down here again, well, I want to be deploying the capital below this first major low. And that's where I think it's the load the boat situation. Now you're asking me, is this a load the boat situation? Now it's already up 100%. So I'm not saying it's not. I think it's good for a down cost average still, even if a small bit of down cost average. If you have a bad buy on jasmy, it's still okay. But I would say be prepared to be adding below this major low, right? Because yes, it's bullish, and yes, it feels like we're going to miss out on the bull market, or some people might feel they're going to miss out on the bull market and they're getting FOMO. But I still think that the market, probably has some downside, and right now it can take 3, 4, 5 months of doing this, and then you might get the last leg or whatever, and it can take long, and that's where the patience factor can kill people in it, because if this keeps going up, like crypto Twitter is going to be calling for bull market here, and in my opinion, it's not a bull market there at all, because the development of the chart and a chart has to turn, doesn't have to, but usually a whole market when it does this, quite often it will need to turn in from distribution to accumulation. Yes, this is a bounce, but at some point, hedge funds that are deeply in debt and stuff are all probably going to start selling into the bounce. And they're going to need to try and recapitalize their books and resort their finance and pay off some loans and all that sort of stuff. So for me, yes, it's an oversold bounce we're getting here right now, but I don't think it's a real bull market. I think buying down here is a load the boat situation. But if you have a very bad buy in jasmy and you're up here, or you have an average up here, there's nothing wrong with down cost averaging here a little bit, but you need to be prepared to buy lower. Okay. I do think that there's a good chance that this will eventually work its way up to the red 200 moving average. Now, if that takes 1, 2, or 3 months, for example, this is going to be dropping for the next few months. Okay, so it looks pretty far away up here, but if we consolidate for a month or whatever, if we chop about in here, that moving average is going to be dropping, and then we can pierce up into that, wherever that is. I'm not sure, and we could do that and then roll away, for example. That's how I think it's going to play out.